and high-impact solutions. A recognized expert in her field, Mrs. Kapoor has trained and empowered educators across India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia and Bangladesh, building strong networks of teachers and change makers. Similarly, with institutions, government bodies and private stakeholders, formative programs. As an advisor to Western Railway Schools, she plays a strategic role in enabling institutions sensory education models that integrate experiential learning, digital tools and outcome-driven frameworks. An alumna of St. Stephen's College, Mrs. Kapoor is also a published author with Cambridge University Press and Assessment and the writer of Amazon bestseller Humming Classrooms and Notorious Corridors. The book offers a reflective, human-centered perspective on education, capturing both the vibrancy of classrooms and the deeper emotional and social dynamics that shape student experiences, resonating with students, parents and educators alike.
Showered a lot of love, connect, and a lot of respect. And this I'm not just saying because I'm standing here today, it's actually coming out because I want to thank, I'm honored but honestly very, very humbled when Gaurav invited me that why don't you launch the book here? And honestly, before I could do that in Delhi, we were planning, but it couldn't, and it happened in Lucknow. Humming Classrooms and Notorious Corridors is just an outburst of an educator, and I should admit I never intended writing this book. It was just how the title or the stories discovered the author streak in me. Besides the point, I've been authoring academic assignments and books with different publications. But this happens to me the first, but with that promise, it is not going to be the last. Somewhere it also discovered the teacher in me, which when I was a teacher, I couldn't, discover that. It all probably came from me being very passionately driven to always remain in the classrooms, in the corridors, rather than most of the time spending in staff rooms. When we look at schools, adolescents, we see that these adolescents, school is just one of the many things that they are engaged in. Maybe just the academics or sports, but that too now with the changing culture. And I'll be a little edgy and straight about certain things. Please forgive me because I see most of the time after school, it's either the academics, tuitions or career counseling or some kind of sports activities or probably, some activity which the children take after school. In our time, school catered to all our needs. So my question is, are we moving towards a cloud school culture, much like the cloud kitchen where learning is outsourced and fragmented?
And it seems almost like a rhetorical question, for the answer lies in the question itself. Are we moving to a cloud school? The answer, I think, is a very strong yes. We are struggling But I think we are fighting a losing battle because our concept of education has to either change very drastically and rapidly, or we are going to lose this. I don't like the word, but since our hostess used it, this industry is definitely going to collapse.
I'm just telling stories if you don't mind.
No, I wouldn't. It's all the day
about
stories.
The stress that I saw among the new IIT entrants, they came in, they were all toppers in their class, they were all toppers of their school. And in the first week, on the first day, there was a huge classroom for them where professors came in one after another, told them that, this is a place for learning, this is a place for learning. You're going to learn, don't care about your marks, don't care about your grades, just learn and keep learning. So that message went through, and they were all trying to adjust to that new place, trying to find new friends, trying to find out where the cafeteria is. And by the end of the week, there was a class space. And of course, most of them got zero. I mean, these guys had never been used to coming second in the class. And by the time you recover from this, there's a mid-semester exam, the second mid-semester exam and the end semester. And in the classroom of 250, where there's comparative marking, you had 40 guys getting an F. And how do you justify this to yourself? So you come back to the narrative of the first day, marks don't matter. So you tell yourself marks don't matter, and you discuss it among your friends that marks don't matter. And the way you live changes. These guys change like crazy. They would have t-shirts that would hang down to their knees. The slippers would, like the bathroom slippers, would be used everywhere. And the two slippers would be of two different colors, completely worn out. The jeans would be washed only when they go back home for vacation.
Identifying as different genders, they can identify as a table and a chair also. So what are we doing to our children that they are so confused about them as human beings? Children don't know, what we're talking about, Carlyle talked about what we're not teaching children in schools. That now we're not teaching them about ethics, about morality, about the difference between right and wrong. In a world that's completely polarized now, so divided on religion, on caste, on every single country that we can look at war. So this is something that I think schools have a very, very important part to play, and the kind of work that Devyani is doing, where she's looking at how teacher training and how the whole structure has to change, I think is never been more important than it is today.
Great.
I think the way they bring up that environment in that house, it's all thanks to them. Jyotsna just said so beautifully, it's not about just being a woman or a girl and a boy, it's about the culture in that house.
So what is the tip that you would give to children who maybe not have such blessed ideal environments?
No, I know. The problem is very simple. The social media interference is so much high that it's making every child feel deprived of everything what they have. They are not enjoying what they have. In our generation, we were enjoying every bit of it. Whether it was a 5 rupees chocolate or going out and having fun with the children, and mom does not know where I am. Calling a neighbor's house कि क्या गौरव वहाँ पर आया कि नहीं आया. That part has been missing out because everything is at a click. They are blessed with they want to have a chocolate, a Blinkit is there. They want to have a burger, they order Swiggy. They are missing out on the practical living.
So to practical, what is...
Come back to your grassroots. You have to follow the norms of being simple. Don't make it too complex. Life is so beautiful. Use the machine, what you have. But don't let the machine use you. It's as simple as that. In our household, we, ऐसा नहीं है मेरे बच्चे कुछ अलग हैं. But we have made a point that more of
communication at house, more of traditional things at house. We are educating them not to use hello, hi, to use pranam, basic things like pranam. And just come back to your basic things. It's so important. And communicate to them every day. Don't ask them how the day was. They'll say fine. But you will have to ask what happened in your lunch box. What happened in today's school. Every day is different for them. And they want to talk. The only thing is they don't have ears to talk. So please be patient enough to hear them, what they have to talk. If you don't have time, then they go back to the machine and then they get the answers from the machine. Okay.
इसको मॉनिटरिंग करें।
ये समस्या हमारी सोसाइटी बहुत समय से जो कभी कभी जो एक्सपेक्टेशन हम अपने अगले जनरेशन पर पेश करते हैं और कभी जो एक्सपेक्टेशन वो जनरेशन अपने इसका मिसमैच होने पर बहुत सारे नहीं कर पाते। ये सभी सुसाइड का कारण है। सुसाइड में जो सबसे बड़ी समस्या है वो है कम्युनिकेशन का अभाव। कम्युनिकेशन जब फेल कर जाता है पेरेंट एंड स्कूल पीयर ग्रुप तो फिर ये समस्या सबसे ज़्यादा कई बार हम जो बच्चे या जो वो अपने आप को इस लायक नहीं पाता कि वो उसमें भी कम्युनिकेशन फेलियर सबसे बड़ा ये कम्युनिकेशन बनाए रखना बहुत
सर मुझे लगता है कि जो हायर एजुकेशन है उसमें मतलब जो भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको पहले काउंसलिंग भी की जानी चाहिए।
हायर एजुकेशन में काउंसलिंग तो एक हिस्सा है, ऐसा नहीं कि आज काउंसलिंग नहीं हो रही, लेकिन जो कम्युनिकेशन आवश्यक है वो कम्युनिकेशन हमेशा बनाए इसमें पीयर ग्रुप का पेरेंट्स का स्कूलिंग सिस्टम का या हर एक लाइफ पे हम यूज करते हैं somehow we have to find a way to get over it. प्रयास लगातार चलते रहते हैं हर एक फेलियर एक लाइफ
NEP हम लोग नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 की बात करें तो उसमें काफ़ी कुछ जो है अब कैरेक्टर को बनाने की बात हो रही है, इमेज बिल्डिंग को बनाने की बात हो रही है, उसको कैसे देखें?
इमेज कैरेक्टर को बनाना कोई नया प्रयास नहीं है। हर एजुकेशन सिस्टम में कैरेक्टर को और एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में भी परंतु कम्युनिकेशन बिल्ड करना ये किसी भी एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के से बाहर की बात है। ये पूरे सिस्टम को रीओरिएंट करके कम्युनिकेशन को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना एक अलग विधा है और इसको हम सभी को डेवलप करें।
Today we are in the city of Lucknow and a grand event has been organized. What is the occasion for the same?
This is the launch of Humming Classrooms in Notorious Corridors, a book that I authored. The book this is not just a book. I would say it is the pulse of every student. It is the voices of those students who dared to share their pains, their sorrows, their courage, and the resilience that they showed. And more than the book, there was a very, very insightful panel discussion today, which happened around from Notorious Corridors to nurturing cultures, youth, belonging and trust. What we feel is that the youth somewhere have lost the trust in us, in the system, in the parents, in the schools. How can we do what we can do to repose that trust back in the youth?
What do you think is the root cause behind the same? What has happened? Why did they lose the faith and trust?
I feel there is a technological invasion. somewhere the family structure, the social structure is changing. There is over reliance on competitiveness. So, my suggestion is that we need to integrate a lot of social, emotional learning, not as a subject, but as a philosophy in school, in homes, so that the children, I mean, whether they are adolescents, teenagers, or youth, they are able to identify their purpose in life. And once that purpose is fulfilled, there would not be any looking back.
Was there any specific conclusion drawn in today's panel discussion? Means any outcome was there? Or
All good discussions never have conclusions.
Okay.
Never have solutions. They open more Pandora's box.
Okay.
And yes, there was a dialogue which left all of us thinking that what is the road forward that we need to take. So this is just the beginning of the dialogue. I'll be very happy to come back again to Lucknow and initiate these dialogues. And that would be my contribution to the development of youth.
Recently, a protest was organized in Delhi, Jantar Mantar. Any views about it?
My only view is that the protest in Jantar Mantar, it just started with paper leaking. It just took very different shapes. But somewhere, if we looked at the youth, I myself had gone to Jantar Mantar, and I would want to narrate that incident because I went there to render some kind of support or help. The children were so well behaved. They were cleaning their own spaces. They offered me water.
Okay.
I was very surprised.
That's
and
great.
I was so proud. It just all got a little messy because we were not able to address the issue at the right point of time. The youth simply, because we've taught the youth to voice your opinion, and that is what they were doing. And I had only an insight. I don't have opinions about it.
You are running an institute known as
EduDevs.
Yeah, what is it all about?
EduDevs Knowledge Foundation works rigorously towards the upskilling of education, working towards the mental health and youth empowerment. Majorly, we have a program called Happiness Shala, which we want to bring in schools, because in schools, if you would know, we have all kinds of labs, the maths lab, the English linguistic lab, science lab. What if there is a Happiness Shala or Khushi lab in school, which probably is, and that addresses not by a curriculum, but by a lot of conversations, which I feel are missing in today's life.
So do you think that happiness quotient of the students or the this youth is going down or something like that?
Not just the youth, everybody's happiness quotient is going down.
Oh my goodness, but you look very happy.
Everybody, because either we are running for money, for job, for finding ourselves, trying to fix our relationships. This never used to happen in the past. It's happening today because we've complexed our lives, and the lives are complex because of, I would say again, there is a lot of technological invasion. Families are becoming nuclear. I wouldn't say the change is bad or right, but the change has to be, addressed in a way where we are not able to just adopt to the changing times, but adapt and make these times better, and more. I wouldn't say we need to go back to the previous times or we need to look ahead. We need to seize this moments and these times, which are, but definitely they are very challenging for the youth today.
So do you emphasize more on EQ than IQ?
100%. I've always emphasized, and as a teacher, I was quite popular amongst the students, and that is why I had so many stories. And the only connect that I had with them was EQ. Once your EQ is settled and you connect with them, IQ will fall in place.
So how do you see the future of education sector in India as a whole in the times to come?
Honestly, I see a very, very bright future of education system because the way we are, we wouldn't say we've accomplished 100%, and a national education policy is a long-term program of the next 10 years. But we have started talking about it, and the moment you start talking about it, the moment the masses become aware about the importance of education, because we are all in a knowledge economy. So the future has to be bright, because it's not going to work if you don't have knowledge or skill.
We believe that your book is going to help more sharp minds in the times to come, right?
My book will more help students, parents, teachers to live a fulfilling life, to understand each other, to listen patiently. And well, yes, and let's see which my next book is. It will definitely be some aspect of education.
Thanks a lot for talking with us.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
wish you a good day ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much.